Hey Mikey, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We want to learn a little bit about you, just as one of the brewers here at Blackbird Brewery. We'd like to learn, let's start with just learning a little bit about you, where you come from.
Yeah, so I've been in this industry 10, almost 11 years now. I started my humble beginnings at Hardywood Park Craft Brewery in Richmond, Virginia. I was a college student at the time and super passionate about craft beer. And it was just one of those things. It was something I wanted to do, and I was lucky enough that they had volunteer positions opened at the brewery. So while in between classes, every day I'd be there like helping out and volunteering on their bottling line. They liked me enough that they hired me as a bartender, and it was kind of my foot in the door. They knew I wanted to do other things, but it was just kind of a nice way to get in. So bartended and also still did packaging. And eventually weaned off of bartending and focused more on like working on the packaging line for probably almost a year. I left that side of the brewing to pursue sales for a little bit. I ended up joining their sales team and doing like a brand ambassador role as like an entry-level sales position. Worked my way up to eventually becoming a territory rep, and did that for about a year. I didn't love sales as much as I thought I was going to love sales. I still missed brewing immensely and being in the back of the house.
Yeah.
So ended up stepping down from that position and going back to the back of the house and working as a cellarman. And then 5 years ago, I decided to leave Hardywood after being with them almost 5 years, and moved here to North Carolina and started working at Trophy Brewing Company as a brewer. It was where I pretty much cut my teeth as a brewer. Learned a lot working there, and worked on like my mechanical skills when things broke down, and processing, and a whole bunch of stuff there. It was a cool journey for sure. Eventually I left there and worked at R&D, and that's where I met Ian, and we've known each other ever since. When was that? 2019, probably? Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been
a couple years now.
Been a minute. So yeah, pretty much R&D, did that for a while, and eventually needed a break from the industry, so I decided to leave brewing, and just bartended and did was like the buying manager at pharmacy, bottle and beverage and carry, and did that as a nice little hiatus and break, and found out Ian and Harmony were opening up their own place, and Ian wanted me to be a part of that business, and so I said, why not? I'll give it one more shot. So I'm back in it again, and it's been awesome, man. It's been cool.
We hear a lot about brewer burnout. And so
it happens.
So it sounds like you've got the remedy. Just get out of it, take a break.
Sometimes you just need a break. I mean, anything you love over time, it can wear you down. It's just one of those things where you just gotta listen to your body and listen to your mental health sometimes, and you just need to step back for a minute and kind of take a break. So yeah.
Well, now that you're back in it, how are you feeling about brewing now?
Oh, it's great, man. I get to do some really fun projects here. Even better that I get to work with Ian again. It's been a blast for sure. So
awesome. What would you say your favorite part about your everyday, life as a brewer?
Man, that's tough. It just depends. Every day it is so similar but so different. I like the flexibility, especially working here. We're not working at a huge production facility. We have a lot of flexibility here. So being able to come in, hustle, get my job done, and get the things done I want to, but also taking like days to like talk about ingredient processing and learning about like new dry hopping techniques or processes that we can make our beer ultimately better and taste better, and that we're stoked on, and I know our customers will ultimately be stoked on too. So it just depends. I like a lot of it.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
No complaints, it sounds like. What would you say, if somebody's thinking about becoming a brewer, they're thinking about going into your industry, what would you say, if there's one thing you could have known before you stepped foot into your first brewery at Hardywood back in the day? Any advice you'd give?
my only advice is the same I took on my own journey is, keep an open mind and learn as much as you can. Don't go in it thinking that you're going to be a know-it-all. Like, just take a step back and learn from the people around you. Also know your limits. Don't push yourself and say yes to everything. I think that's one thing that definitely I overburdened myself with, was saying yes too often. But yeah, take the time to learn from the people around you, and just have fun. Like, learn as much as you can. Like, I think that's important. I think to be a good brewer is taking your time and just like continuing to learn instead of thinking you know it all, because the process can always change and you can always make something better, and you can always tweak a recipe and make it like that much better. But don't over obsess on it too.
Yeah, it's funny. I've known you for a while now, and I'm starting to hear like all the Ian influences on your brewing style, like staying open and constantly making those tweaks.
Yeah.
What would you say that's probably the greatest thing you've learned from Ian thus far? I know we all know he's a fabulous brewer.
That's honestly, it was a godsend, because a lot of places I worked, there were big production facilities, and whether it was my experience level or this or that, I didn't have as many opportunities to be able to be like, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is my thought process. It is nice working with someone that is so open and willing to listen to you and say, yeah, let's try that, instead of like, I don't know about that. So it's nice to have a reliable partner that we can bounce each other's ideas off, and when one of us thinks it might not be a good idea, we have the ability to speak up and say, hey, like, let's think about that, maybe we should try this instead of that. And it's always good compromises. It's never anyone feeling jaded, like, oh, I didn't get to do this. It's like you go through it and you figure out what works best.
Sounds like a lovely relationship.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you so much for taking this time out with us today. Just to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, of course.
We appreciate you so much. We love your beer. And keep up the good work. Cheers.
Thank you.